Grenache. For a grape that was once the second most planted red in the world, few have ever heard of Grenache. It is a variety that's packed with fruit flavor, specifically red fruit, that has low tannin levels and makes for a very easy wine to drink. They're also pretty to look at with their pale ruby color. They contain higher levels of sugar, which makes for wines with higher alcohol levels, which also makes them popular. Because they tend to oxidize quickly, they're great candidates for screw crabs, no matter how you feel about them. Grenache has thinner skins, buds early, and ripens late. This longer hang time leads to more concentrated flavor. They're tolerant to drought, which ensures that they do really well in hot climates, although you'll also find Grenache growing in some moderate climates as well. They make still red wines, rosés, and white wines in the matter of White Zinfandel or White Merlot, where they just don't get a lot of time with the skins, so that just a touch of color translates into the wines. Garnacha, as it is known in Spain, is the most planted grape in that country. Spain is going through a bit of a wine revolution right now, focusing on perfecting what is working and getting rid of what is not, so that they can establish a greater international presence. Now, what does this mean as it relates to this grape? Well, in the past, Garnacha wines were mostly made in high volume, i.e. inexpensive versions. Now, many high-quality Garnacha can be found. They can stand alone, or they can be blended with Tempranillo, Carignan, Cabernet Sauvignon, or Syrah. Spain's most popular product of Garnacha, however, is rosé. Navarra and Rioja produce blends or rosés, but Priorat is getting a lot of attention recently. The last few decades have seen a great deal of investment and change in the region, and it is one of the first two to be awarded the prestigious DOCA status. A group of producers have been working to revamp the long-neglected terraces that are on the steep slopes of the vineyards in this region. The local soil, called Icorella, is low in nutrients, which makes the vines work harder and thus produce a more concentrated fruit. This, of course, transcends into a more concentrated wine as well. While Syrah may take center stage in the northern Rhone, Grenache takes over in the southern Rhone, where the temperatures are higher. While sometimes Grenache can stand alone here, it will often be blended with Syrah, Mourvedre, or Cinsault. The main appellation to look for is Côte du Rhône, but the best and pricier samples are found in Chateauneuf-du-Pape. Lesser priced, but still good quality wines can be found in Gigondas. Outside Europe, you can find Grenache in Paso Robles and also South Australia. In fact, if you can tolerate the name, the Bitch wine from Barossa Valley is an easy drinking 100% Grenache listed by Robert Parker as a value red. I have found that this makes a great gift for bachelorette parties or girlfriend birthdays. All right, for this tasting exercise, finding 100% Old World Grenache or Garnacha may take some research or some discussion with your wine merchant, but they are out there, especially with Spain. A Côte du Rhône is likely to be a blend, but Grenache will be the dominant grape, making up a 75 to 80% of the wine. Priorat is the name to look for in Spanish versions, where they will be close to, if not all, of 100% Grenache. If you're lucky enough to find one from France and one from Spain, compare them to each other. If you can only find one, compare it to a New World Grenache from either California's Central Coast or South Australia. You may also find a Grenache Blanc, which is a white version, or a rosé for comparison. All right, on the label, words or phrases to look for are Grenache, Garnacha, Priorat, Côte du Rhône, Gigondas, Chateauneuf-du-Pape. In the bottle, you'll be finding red fruits, sour cherry, spice, specifically white pepper, sweet spice, dark fruit, or dried fruit. You can pair Grenache with barbecue, beef stew, goat cheese, or hard cheeses.